Chapter 17. He told his mom about the fight with Daryl as soon as he got home, just because he knew he was going to have to tell her sooner or later. Hutch hoped his dad wouldn't stay in the room so he could tell it his own way. But his dad sat right next to her on the couch in the living room, showing about as much expression as he did when he was on the couch watching baseball by himself. When Hutch was done, Connie Hutchinson looked at her husband and said, "Is that it happened that way?" "Pretty much. I didn't hear what Daryl said to him right before. Our boy acted like an idiot after that, but he doesn't lie." "I see," was all that she said. "Can I go?" Hutch said. What had officially become the longest night of his life wasn't over yet. "Not quite yet," she said. She turned to her husband and said, "So what do we do about this, other than telling him nothing like it had better happen again?" "Nothing," his dad said. "Nothing could be a worse punishment than him missing that game tomorrow night. I don't know a lot, but I know that." "No grounding, then?" "If his team loses, and it's even partly because he's not there, it'll be the worst grounding he's ever gotten, because he'll have grounded himself from baseball for the rest of his summer." He wanted to defend himself, wanted to tell both his parents that he never lost his temper like this, never got into this kind of trouble. He'd never even gotten grounded before. But all he said was, "We're not going to lose." Like he was trying to convince himself of that more than his mom and dad. "It would be a shame if you did," his mom said, "but it would teach you a valuable lesson, Keith." Keith was never good. Keith meant she meant business. "Keith," his dad said, making it almost sarcastic, making it sound like Daryl calling him captain, "is lucky he didn't get kicked off the team." His dad didn't mention boarding school nor the trip to Emerald Dunes, and neither did Hutch, not even when Hutch's mom asked them why they were so late. His dad just said, "We drove around a bit and talked," and left it at that. "Can I please go to my room now?" Hutch said. "Fine with me," his dad said. "I've got nothing more to say anyway." He got up and walked out of the room. When he was gone, Connie Hutchinson leaned forward and said in a soft voice, "I'm sorry." "Me too." "You don't know what I'm sorry about." Can't we just call it a night?" "I'm sorry it hurt you so much, seeing your dad on that field with Daryl." "I'll get over it." He went upstairs, closed the door, turned on his dinky fan, flopped on the bed. He tried to close his eyes, but as soon as he did, he saw himself charging Daryl again. So he got up, got out one of his favorite DVDs, the Yankees highlight DVD from the 2001 postseason. He sat down at his desk, turned on his laptop, the used Dell they'd bought for him, inserted the disc, and found the flip jade play Jeter had made against the A's. Hutch watched it over and over. Watched Jeter be in the right place, make the right decision again and again and again, on the night when Hutch had made the dumbest decision on a ball field he'd ever made in his life. When he finally got tired of watching, he got back on his bed, stared at the shadows on his ceiling, and tried to imagine something that would make Jeter charge A-Rod the way he had charged Gerald tonight. But he couldn't. "You're coming to the game," Cody said to Hutch, "even if I have to tie you up like they do in the movies and throw you in the trunk of the car." "It's a bus, Codes." "I'm just trying to make a point here." "And I'm not going," Hutch said. They had been riding their bikes around the neighborhood for the last hour, making this big loop around the edges of the world they'd grown up in. They rode up and down Seacrest for a while, past some houses whose windows were still boarded up because of the hurricane last year, past an apartment complex called the Village Royal Green, got passed a couple of times by a Citizens Observer patrol car. When they reached the community center, a couple of blocks south of Gateway and Seacrest, they turned around and headed for Cody's house. Cody liked to call rides like this the Tour de Hester. Every time Hutch would start to think Cody had dropped the subject of him traveling down to Fort Lauderdale with the team for the Punta Gorda game, he would bring it up again. "If I buy the burgers for lunch, will you let this go?" Hutch said. "No." "Burgers and ice cream later?" "I can't be bought." "Sure you can." "Good point," Cody said. "Just not today. Today my job is to be the captain of you, and make you see that as the captain of the team, you should be with us." "I'm not part of the team today." "You'd come if you were hurt," Cody said. "But I'm not hurt," Hutch said. "My dad was right about one thing. The only thing I did last night was hurt you guys." "Please come," Cody said. "I'm asking you as your best friend." "Don't," Hutch said. "You'll figure out a way to help us even from the bench. I know you," Hutch said. "And I know it will kill me having to watch from the bench." Truth was, it was killing Hutch already just thinking about the game, and he knew it was going to kill him even more tonight, whether he was there or not. When he had finally gone to sleep last night, he had told himself he would feel better about things in the morning. Isn't that what your parents always told you, that everything would look better after a good night's sleep? They were wrong. When Hutch woke up and started thinking all over again about what he'd done, he'd only felt worse. About everything. He'd let everybody down, no matter how much Cody was trying to prop him back up. They went back to Cody's house when they were finally tired of riding around, sat down in what shade there was on the Hester's front porch. Almost noon now, straight up. 4.5 hours until the Cardinals bus left from Santa Luce's. Great, Hutch thought. Now the longest night of Hutch's life was turning into the longest day. What will you do if you don't go? Cody said. Go to bed early and pull the covers over my head until you call and tell me we won? I sleep in that room all the time, remember? Cody said. You'd suffocate. Mrs. Hester had the day off from her nursing job. She brought them out glasses of lemonade and said, Looks to me like I'm interrupting some deep conversation. Am I right? No, Hutch said. At the same time, Cody said, Yes. Mrs. Hester laughed and said, Wait a second. I thought the two of you were always on the same page. Not today, Cody said. When she was gone, Hutch said, You've got a cool mom. This isn't Jeopardy, Cody said. Don't try to change this category. Hutch put his glass down so hard he was afraid he might have broken it for a second. We either stop talking about this or I'm out of here, he said, the words coming out with more snap than he'd intended. Cody stood up now, face red, a shade he liked to call redneck red. He said, You know what? Nobody's stopping you. And if you want to be as selfish today as you were last night, I'm not going to stop you from doing that either. You want to stay home tonight? Stay. You want to go home and feel sorry for yourself there instead of doing it with me? Go. It took a lot to get Cody mad, and he hardly ever got mad at Hutch unless it was fake mad over a video game. But he was mad now. Who is it that's always saying how seriously he takes being captain of the team? Oh, wait, that would be you, wouldn't it? Well, excuse me for thinking you were going to suck it up and be a real captain tonight. You know why we're still talking about this? Because I never thought you'd act like this much of a baby while the rest of us go down there and try to save your sorry butt. Hutch sat there and took it from his best friend, staring up at him from the top step. So what's it going to be? Cody said. Are you in or are you out? Hutch stood up then, so they were eye to eye. Then he put out his hand for the kind of regulation handshake they only gave themselves when they were shaking on something important. And this was important. I'm in, Hutch said. He knew he was going to feel like an outsider, but Cody Hester, his redneck friend with the red face, was right. Righter than he knew. You were either the captain of the team or you weren't. Hutch was.